In 1937, 3 members of the Cantwell family were arrested for practicing their Jehovah's Witnesses religion in New Haven. It was the start of a landmark First Amendment case.
One of the interesting things about Cantwell in so many cases is that when important rights are being presented to the Supreme Court, they're frequently presented by the least popular among us. It's rarely the Episcopal Church or the Catholic Church that is a litigant before the Supreme Court. Most of the religious cases have been brought, in fact, by the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Founded in 1879, the Jehovah's Witnesses claim 4 million members worldwide. They are a Christian denomination that emphasizes biblical literalism and evangelism. They believe the world is in its last days before destruction in a cataclysmic war. From their headquarters in Brooklyn, New York, they publish each year hundreds of millions of their magazines, Watchtower and Awake, and millions of Bibles and other books in 50 languages. Controversy has followed the Witnesses, whose beliefs include a refusal to accept blood or to pledge allegiance to the flag. A great emphasis is placed on door-to-door and street corner soliciting.
My wife and I are right from around the corner, the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, yeah. I'm not interested at all.
You're not.
The Cantwell family worked full-time helping local congregations in this door-to-door work.
We arrived in New Haven, Connecticut in November 1937. We had a very good response in the field, as well as some who, of course, were not interested, and some who objected. At that time, in connection with our work, we not only used the Watchtower magazine and our various books and the Bible, but we also used the phonograph, and we would have recorded lectures by qualified speakers, and we would ask for the privilege of playing these for the people. Then we'd play them, and then we would offer them the literature that would explain more about the message that they had just heard.
If you are a prudent person, you will desire all the information.
The Cantwells were canvassing a neighborhood in New Haven that was primarily Catholic and offering to play a record called Enemies, which attacked organized religions, in particular Catholicism and the Pope. It was highly offensive to neighborhood residents.
On Cassius Street, my brother Jesse had talked to 2 men on the street and played the phonograph recording for them, and they had not liked the message and instructed him to go on, and so he had left. But then they had called the police, or someone on the street had called the police, and not finding my brother, they found me at the door and arrested me and my father, and then later on arrested my brother.
Russell was arrested for violating a state ordinance that required licensing of door-to-door solicitors. His father and brother were arrested for disturbing the peace. The Cantwells were found guilty by the New Haven Court of Common Pleas. After the Connecticut Supreme Court sustained that decision, the Cantwells appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court.